live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Last time on Dallas, JR chased around his secretary while Sue Ellen spent hours poking her Pamela Barnes voodoo doll. Tonight, Jock Reed. Oh, wait, what? No, not that, Dallas. The Texas Rangers and Milwaukee Brewers go into September with postseason aspirations in mind. The Rangers struck first. Bobby Bonds, an RBI single to make a 1-0 at the top of the first. In the third, Bonds with his 18th of the year with the Rangers, 2-0 Texas early on. But back came the Brewers. Paul Molitor in the bottom of the third inning off of Ferguson Jenkins made it 2-1. In the seventh, Gorman Thomas smashed one down the line and left. His second, a two-run shot, his 33rd of the year, 3-2 Milwaukee. Texas tied it in the top of the eighth. Al Oliver, an RBI grounder on a fielder's choice, to tie the score at 3. But in the bottom of the eighth inning, Larry Heisel, forget that 417-foot notice. He sent that one 460 feet into dead center field. The Brewers 4, the Rangers 3. Larry Sorensen goes to 22-6, and the Brewers trying to make this a 3-team race in the American League East, while Texas holds on to first by the hairs of their chinny chin chin in the American League West. What will happen? Well, you'll find out next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Today from Milwaukee's County Stadium, it is the Texas Rangers and the Milwaukee Brewers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Why do I not have a second baseman? Okay. Well, that's interesting. Who should be my second baseman? We're going to do Texas today. We'll get to you all in a second. I got to find out who's playing second. I've never had that happen before. You can see that screen while I look it up. I've never done an as-played replay before and not had everybody available. That's a stunner. Who's supposed to play second base? I'm still here. Billy Sample and Bump Will's pinch ran. Okay. But he's not a second baseman. The date is going to be, I got it, September 2nd. Well, after all that, I've never had that happen in an Action PC game where we've not had anyone scheduled. But he's not a second baseman. I think that's what they did it. Anyway, how are you doing? It's the Brewers and the Rangers here from County Stadium in Milwaukee. And because we did the Brewers yesterday or on Friday, that I will be managing the Rangers today. That was the holdup. Because there wasn't a second baseman selected. Jerry Augustine doesn't care. He's 13-11 with an ERA of 3.82. How you doing, Clinton? Mr. Forsberg and Mr. Blue Jacket fan. Congratulations. DJ John, good morning to you. And so, yeah, so September 2nd, it's a night game. And so Jerry Augustine, the lefty, is on the hill. He's making his 29th start of the year. And Super Bowl tournament, how are you, my friend? 29th start of the year, he's got one left. He is 13-11 with a 3.82 ERA. He's a fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball pitcher. And against the Rangers, he's making a second start. 9 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, and a win, which happens when you don't give up a run. His last time out was against the Tigers on the 28th of August. 5 1/3 innings. 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 1, which is why you lose ball games. 205 innings, 211 hits allowed, 17 homers, 103 runs, 87 earned. He's walked 66 and struck out 70. And as I said, he's an 85-mile-an-hour pitcher with a fastball and the ground ball. My guess is that Sample got hurt. He's not even listed in the game as a second baseman. And I would have put in Wills, and I saw that Wills had gotten 4 at-bats. But we'll start with Billy Sample, making his first appearance of the year, maybe his first appearance of his career. Anyway, so here's a lineup that we'll face. Well, obviously he played second because he started the game here, but Billy Sample, how about that? Leads off for the Rangers at second base, making his 1978 Major League debut. Happy New Year. Toby Hara is at short. He'll bat second. Kurt Bavaquavelva is at third. He'll bat third. Al Oliver cleans up in left. Bobby Bonds will bat fifth in right field. Richie Zisk's the DH. He'll go sixth. Jim Sundberg behind the plate will bat seventh. Juan Beniquez in center will bat eighth. And the human rain delay, Mike Hargrove, is at first and will bat ninth. Doc Medich will be the pitcher for the Brewers. Ben Ogilvie is a 6 and a 7 in left. Gorman Thomas is a 7 and 4 in center. And Sixto Lescano is a 9 and an 8 in right. Larry Heisel, the DH, and he is still the toast of the town after the last game. Sal Bando back at third. He's a 6. Robin Yount, an 8 at short. Don Money, a 6 at second. Cecil Cooper, a 9 at first. And Charlie Moore behind the plate. He's a 5 and a 6. Augustine, an 8 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. And after all that, let's play some baseball. Night game tomorrow night for the Wednesday night crowd. Sample, on the real year, only had 15 at-bats. Went 7 for 15 with 3 RBI and 3 strikeouts. Augustine delivers, and there's a line drive base hit right field. This time, Sample doesn't trip over first base, and so Bump Wills can't pinch run for him. I bet that was it. I bet he got hurt running to first and had to get yanked. Here's Toby Hara at 243, 10 homers, and 48 RBI. Pitch from Augustine. There's a line drive center field. Hara running for 2. Money not in time. So the Rangers, trying to get back in it after losing yesterday, or Friday, have 2 on and nobody out for Kurt Bavaquavelva. At 170, a homer, and 23 RBI. Augustine delivers, and there's a ground ball to Yount. Sample will score. Hara moves to third, we think. Throw to first. Bavaqua's out, and it's 1-0 Texas. No, Hara stayed. And then I'll bring up Al Oliver. Oliver, 317, 12 homers, and 71 RBI. 1-0 Texas. Top the first, 1 out. And there's a liner to left. It's going to get down in front of Ogilvie. Hara will hold at third. And so there's still 1 out, and that's the third hit off of Jerry. Here's Bobby Bonds. Bobby at 272, 18 homers, and 66 RBI. Augustine from the stretch. Ground ball base hit. Hara will score. Augustine can't get anybody out, and it's 2-0 Texas. This is not what Milwaukee needed. It is exactly what the Rangers needed. Here's Zisk, Richie at 259, 19 homers and 68 RBI. And there's a high fly ball to right. That's off the wall. Oliver will score. Bonds will round third. He will score without a throw, and it's 4-0 Rangers. And Augustine is in the process of getting Christmas treed. Lit right up. Here's Sundberg, 272, 4 homers and 37 RBI. There's a ground ball base hit up the middle. Zisk will score. It's 5-0 Texas. Well, that'll take the starch out of your shirt. Here's Beniquez. 223, 6 homers and 31 RBI. Throw to first, Sundberg back. And there's a line drive base hit right field. And I'm going to step in and yank him. He's faced 8 batters and retired 1. Let's see. Eduardo Rodriguez. Will come in. He can go 70 pitches. He's made 32 appearances. This is his 33rd. He's 6-2 with 3 saves and an ERA of 2.96. Against the Rangers, it's his 3rd appearance, 4 innings, 1 hit. He walked 3 and struck out 3. He has not pitched since the 28th. He went inning and a third against the Tigers, no decision, allowed a hit. So overall, 94 1/3 innings, 94 hits, 41 runs, 31 earned. He has walked 27 and struck out 46. Fastball pitcher at 87. And favors the ground ball. And so, one of those rare times when the starter wasn't ready to answer the opening bell, and Augustine sits in the dugout with his face in his hands. Pitch to Hargrove. There's a line drive up the middle. Sundberg will hold. And they're loaded for Billy Sample. The Rangers, with 1 out, have batted around. So Sundberg on third, Beniquez on second, and Hargrove on first. Pitch to Sample, line drive to center. Thomas is there. Sundberg will try and score the throw home, safe. And so it's 6-0. There, that'll make a happy lunch for you. So Beniquez on third, Hargrove on second for Toby Harrah, who doubled and scored. And there's a fly ball center field. Thomas is there, and the inning is finally over. The Rangers get 6 runs on 8 hits, all earned and all charged to the starter. TD, no, not got. They couldn't hit the Cowboys couldn't hit the extra point. Septien blew it left. We go to the bottom of the first, 6-0 Texas. So Doc Medic, who's been able to sit for the last half hour, I kind of almost feel something for Jerry Augustine there. This is start number 18 for the doctor. He is 8-7 with an ERA of 4.04. Or he just couldn't be found, one of the two. 86-mile-an-hour fastball pitcher and a fly ball pitcher. He's made 1 start against the Brewers. He went the distance, 9 innings, 6 hits, a run it was not earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. His last start was against the Royals on the 27th. 9 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 5 and struck out 2. So Medic for Medich. 131 innings in the third, 136 hits, 5 home runs, and trust me, the Brewers have their work cut out for him in this one. 65 runs, 59 earned, he walked 49 and struck out 50. And no, we cannot switch to the Tribe game. Sorry. The lineup for Milwaukee. Robin Yount at short will lead off. Don Money at second will bat second. Cecil Cooper at first will hit third. Larry Heisel, who had that monster home run last night, or Friday, is her DH. He cleans up. Ben Ogilvie in left will bat fifth. Lescano in right. Sixto will bat sixth. Sal Bando in the lineup today. He'll play third and bat seventh. Gorman Thomas in center field will bat eighth. And Charlie Moore behind the plate will bat ninth. And Rodriguez, who came in relief of Jerry Augustine, has already thrown 14 pitches. Defensively for the Rangers, Al Oliver is a 5 and a 7 in left. Juan Beniquez a 9 and a 7 in center. And Bobby Bonds a 7 and an 8 in right. Kurt Pavakwa a 6 at third. Toby Harrah a 4 at short. Billy Sample is now ranked at second. Mike Hargrove an 8 at first. Jim Sundberg a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. And Doc Medich is a 7 with a 9.79 fielding percentage. Remember, I'm playing the Rangers this one because we did the Brewers on Friday. Yount at 278, 10 homers, and 45 RBI. And there's a liner to center field, and that will drop. Harrah, not a good shortstop. Failed to make the play, and so there goes the no-hitter. Here's Don Money at 280, 11 homers, and 52 RBI. Do you have a feeling it's going to take us an hour and a half just to play this game? Ground ball to Harrah, and he got another late jump on it, and Money beat out the throw. So Toby not covering himself in clover at the start of this one. So 2 on and nobody out for Cooper. Medich just looks out there and just stares at Harrah. Cooper at 287, 8 homers and 39 RBI. And there's a line drive foul third base side. And somebody from Madison will make that play. The count is 2-2. Pitch from Doc. Struck him out. He got him to swing and miss, and an 87-mile-an-hour fastball went away. For Heisel, Heisel's last at-bat, which you saw Friday afternoon, was a mammoth shot to dead center to give the Brewers a 4-3 lead. Pitch. Got him! An 0-2, swing and a miss, and there's 2 away. He got him to chase the 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and that'll bring up Ogilvie at 266, 12 homers and 43 RBI. Got him! Good night! Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. A change up on the inside corner. Ogilvie checked. And Lorenzo hoping for a Dodgers game. No, get this over, get this over. Strike 3. Aha! No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 1, Texas 6, Milwaukee nothing. So Kurt Pavakwa, Al Oliver, and Bobby Bonds to face Rodriguez here in the second. You'll get the Dodgers tomorrow night. Pavakwa was the lone man retired by Jerry Augustine on the fielder's choice. Ground ball to Yount. Over to first, 1 away. Big clue! Tomorrow night, yep. Night streams for you, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Baseball Wednesday, golf Thursday and Friday. Al Oliver singled and scored. You know, it's funny, the Reds fan hasn't asked for any Reds games. Ground ball to second. Money over to first. 2 out. So 2 quick outs for Bobby Bonds. Bobby singled, scored, and drove in a run. You're lucky to get in the Dodgers game at all, Lorenzo. Pitch to Bonds is a line drive left field. That's going to drop in for a hit. And Bonds will hold it first. Here's Zisk, 2-run double, and that 6-run outburst in the first. That's true. The Indians fans only accept fast food or fast women. Well, if you'd like my, bribe my wife to bring me something from Dunkin' Donuts, that might work. You're going to entertain yourself. There's a bouncer for a base hit, and so Bonds will go to third. But that'll bring up Sundberg, who had an RBI single and scored a run. So 6-0 Rangers. Sundberg, ground ball to Money, throws it to first, and the Rangers will be held scoreless in the second. But they strand 2 more, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After an inning and a half, 6-0 Texas. So Lescano, Bando, and Thomas to face Doc here in the bottom of the second. 6-0 at 262, 15 homers, and 58 RBI. Pitch, strike 3. A 1-2, and that's the fourth for Doc. I'm trying to plot out games the rest of the year. I think I got another week on the schedule, and then everything just kind of depends on what goes on. By the way, if you own the 78 seasons, Bando, by the way, at 289, 7 homers, and 50 RBI. And there's a ground ball to Hargrove, underhands it to Minnick, and Minnick is 2 out. You say it both ways, you're bound to be right at least once. Here's Gorman Thomas at 292. It is 33rd in Friday's game, and is driven at 89. Here's the pitch. There's a liner in the left field. Out drop for a hit. And Thomas is on with a single. Third hit for the Brewers. Here's Charlie Moore at 265. 3 homers and 23 RBI. And there's a base hit up the middle. They'll know this is not going to be a pitcher's duel. So Thomas on third, Moore on first. We know the Dodgers and the Reds will play both in Los Angeles and Cincinnati. So you'll see at least one game from each of those 2 series. And the Dodgers close with the Padres. But that last weekend, we're not even beginning to schedule anything until we know for sure. And in case you were wondering on the 78 schedule, because it was a regular season game, the game 163 between the Yankees and Red Sox are there. I believe it's 2. We'll check in a moment. Pitch to Yount is a ground ball, base hit left side. Thomas will score. Moore goes to third, and it's 6-1. Dodgers and Mets play a doubleheader. And if the Dodgers don't sweep the Mets, that's trouble. So 2 out for Money. Oh, Medic. 10 batters, an inning and 2/3. 34 pitches, 5 hits. A run it was earned, and he struck out 4. Pitch to Money. There's a ground ball to Sample. This should be fun. Over to Hargrove. And that will retire the side. 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. So the Brewers are on the board at 6-1 Texas. And so it'll be Beniquez, Hargrove, and Sample to face Rodriguez here in the third. And so the margin is 3. The Dodgers beat the Mets the last time we were together, and the Reds lost. So 3 back, and the magic number is 26. San Diego 6 back. The Dodgers have opened the barn door. Yeah, Sample handling a grounder better than Hara. Toby's had a bad day. Pittsburgh has cut the Philly lead to 2.5. They both won on the last time we were together. So the magic number is 29. Texas a half game over Kansas City. They both lost. And Minnesota has dropped 2 straight. In the East, the Yankees and Orioles are tied. Kind of. And Milwaukee won back. They have all won 2 straight. Dave cannot make that official. He can do it on his channel. But he can't on mine. Panika, unless there's some green stuff involved from him. Panika has singled his first time up. Struck him out. An 0-2 fastball, and that's the first strikeout from Rodriguez. Oh, I'm sure it is the official pizza for Digital Dice. Doesn't mean I have to eat it. That's a co-production. Hargrove singled his first time up. Rodriguez deals. Line drive to Money, 2 out. We did 51 on Friday. Billy Sample is up, and so through, well, I don't know how many batters. Rodriguez 2 1/3 innings, 41 pitches, 3 hits and a strikeout out of the pen. None of those runs were charged to him. Sample a single and a sac fly. And there's a fly ball to right. Lescano is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Texas 6, Milwaukee 1. I didn't put the unboxing up onto YouTube because we found the error, and I did a game. I had a great time with it, although my team lost. I lost with 1.1 seconds to go. So you can watch that on the YouTube. Cooper is 0 for 1. He has struck out, one of the 4 by Doc on the afternoon. And there's a liner to center. Sample just couldn't get there. Yeah, poor play for him. If you've never bought it before, I suggest that you do. In fact, I pre-played the entire 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs today. At about 10:45 this morning, we did everything, and so I won't do the slideshow for it, but I will be doing a video later. Highsell struck out his first time up. Runner on first. Larry sends this one into shallow left. Oliver's there, and Cooper made the catch. Yeah, that first inning was a doozy. Terry Augustine is in the shower, has taken his shower, and is in the clubhouse with a smoking product of his choice and a few Miller Lights. Here's Ogilvy. He struck out his first time up. As always, I recommend the season when you were 14 years old, because that's when you were the most interested in sports. But if you're a Pens fan, any of their Cup winners. So 91, 92. Did they beat Detroit in 08? I didn't watch NHL to college. I go through, find they've won a few cups since then. That I think would be one that you would enjoy. Something with Sidney Crosby or Lemieux, absolutely. When were you in college? Pitch to Ogilvy. Here's a fly ball to left. Oliver will have that hit the wall. Picks it up. Cooper goes to 3rd. Ogilvy's on 2nd. Cooper will score. Ogilvy's going to 3rd to throw to Bavacqua. Not in time. Not in time, and it's 6-2 now for Lescano, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Yeah, 91-92-ish. They won the Cup then. Yager was there. I don't watch a lot of modern hockey, although I am a Montreal fan, and they did actually make the playoffs, something the Toronto Maple Leafs didn't do. Mr. Mao, how are you? Pitch to Lescano is lined foul. Somebody from Green Bay makes that catch, a ball and 2 strikes. 6-2 Texas, bottom of the 3rd. Got him. So Meta got him to swing and a miss for strike 3. So, yep, remember the Wednesday night game, the Wednesday game should be a night game. And it'll be the Dodgers and the Mets at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Here's Bando. He's 0 for 1. The trade was 8-8-88. So the 88-89 season, if I'm not mistaken. Although maybe it would have been 88-89. There's a whole bunch of documentaries there. Jamie, I did a game the other day. It was fun. But I grew up within the reach of the CBC, and they just do hockey. They did hockey so well. Pitch to Bando is a fly ball right center. Beniquez is there, and Atwell retired the side. Milwaukee gets a run on 2 hits and no errors. They leave a couple on after 3, 6-2 Texas. And so Rodriguez starts his 3rd inning of work. They'll face Hara, Bavacqua, and Oliver. Toby doubled. He's 1 for 2 and scored a run. Ball 4. So Hara's on. Hockey night in Canada, you bet. Now it's just hockey night in Toronto. Here's Bavacqua. Kurt is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Although I like Doc and Eddie. Pitch to throw to first. Harris back. Rare case where I'm playing the road team here because we did the home team. What, did the Canadiens leave Montreal? No, of course not. But now the contract is run by Rogers, and they put those games on cable. No, the Habs are on tomorrow night because Toronto got bounced. So Toronto and Edmonton, who are hosting the Pods, didn't make the playoffs. They got bounced. Pitch to Bavacqua, popped up, out. Over by the bag at second, makes the catch, and there's 1 out. I loved Wayne Gretzky hockey. I got it 1 year for Christmas. Played that to death. Here's Oliver. Al is 1 for 2. Has singled and scored. 1 out. Blades of Steel was a good one, too. Although, when I played that, I really couldn't score. Throw to first, Hara back. Toby has 25 steals on the year. And there's a fly ball left field, but Ogilvy will track it down. 2 out. So the ballpark playing smaller tonight. Lefties a +6 in batting average, and along with the righties. Home run-wise, -26 for the lefties and +18 for the righties. We say that with much affection there, Mr. Blue Jacket fan. I think Lorenzo is still ordering his title. Yep. Wayne Gretzky hockey was kind of the hockey equivalent of Earl Weaver baseball, and everything was all laid out. I remember I bought a mouse for my laptop so I could try to play. I couldn't score, but I could fight. I knew how to start a fight. Pitch to Bonds is popped up left side. Yount. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Rangers have left 5 on after the 3.5, 6-2 Texas. So Thomas, 1 for 1. He singled and scored a run. Medic starts the 4th with a fly ball. Left side, Bavacqua into shallow left foul territory. Makes the catch, 1 out. So what is your record, Lorenzo? Here's Charlie Moore. He singled his first time up. From the wind. Little ground ball to Hargrove. He'll underhand it to Talk. Underground. There you go. That sounds like never mind. 2 out. 3 out. Robin is 2 for 2. He has singled twice and driven in a run through 18 batters. Mr. Medic, 62 pitches, 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, and 5 strikeouts. Both the runs are earned. Yes, you're getting your Dodger game tomorrow. Why not? And there's a line drive to Hara, who finally makes a good play. And so the Brewers will go to the pen again. Rodriguez did yeoman work, but could only make it through 4. Randy Stein coming in. We go to the 5th, 6-2 Texas. Under grand, yes, Tribe fan, stand. Under grandstand. I don't think they finish the season, the baseball season. I think we get a full pro football season in, but I don't think we finish the baseball season. Stein, by the way, making his 28th appearance. He is 2-2 with 3 saves and an ERA of 5.46. He has faced the Rangers 3 times and not well. An inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out none. Yeah. It'd be nice if they finished the season. How much are you actually coaching them, though, Lorenzo? 13, because you seem to play that pretty fast. Well, the Cardinals are missing yet another series. Stein's last time out, August 29th, he went an inning against Cleveland. Allowed a hit and struck out a batter. So overall, 56 innings, 69 hits, 6 homers, 35 runs, 34 earned. Walked 29 and struck out 35. I mean, how much of the games are you actually playing? So you're calling all the shots? Thank you, sir. So Stein could go the rest of the way if he plays his cards right. Okay, well, can't help you then. Here's Zisk. He's 2 for 2. Single, double, and drove in 2 in the first. They're going to go by win percentage. No. And there's a fly ball right center field. Thomas is there, 1 out. Mr. Quixote needs to eat some Geritol. Here's Sundberg. He's 1 for 2. Single, RBI, and a run scored. 6-2 Texas in the top of the 5th. And there's a ground ball right back to Stein, over to Cooper for the out. I'll stick with 2019. I'm a huge Nationals fan. They can win the World Series again. Not a problem. Here's Beniquez. 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. I have to say, though, I am loving all the teams going after the Astros. Mr. Zimborski was on a podcast I did a long time ago, and we had the best time. We talked about Fudgy the Whale and everything, and in a short season, don't discount the A's. Pitch to Beniquez is a ground ball to Yao, deep in the hole over to first, and that will retire the side. Halfway home. No runs, no hits, no errors. Texas 6, Milwaukee 2. Oh, goody, you get the small version of this. I should have my wife come in with a garbage can and smash it on my head. That would be there. So anyway, Texas did all their damage in the first inning. Bavacqua with a grounder on a fielder's choice to make it 1-0, and then the floodgates open. Bobby Bonds is single to make it 2-0. A 2-run double by Zisk made it 4-0. Jim Sundberg with a single to make it 5-0, and Billy Sample hit a liner to make it 6-0. Milwaukee is chipped 2 back. Yap with an RBI single to score Thomas to make it 6-1, and then Ogilvie with a triple to score Cecil Cooper to make it 6-2. How are your 63 Astros doing, Lorenzo? So Jerry Augustine, this line is right up there with Don Sutton's. Let's see if he's listening. He went a third of an inning. They weren't the Astros in 63. You're 63 Dodgers. He went a third of an inning, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 31 pitches, and his ERA ballooned to 4.08. Mennick 4 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and he struck out 5. So Money is 1 for 2 as he faces Doc to start the bottom of the 5th. 6-2 Texas. And there's a fly ball left center field. Back goes Beniquez. That's off the wall. And Money is Money. He's on with a double. Yes, Lorenzo, how are your Dodgers doing? Here's Cooper. Cecil 1 for 2. Has singled, struck out, and scored. And there's a base hit. What? That Hara couldn't get to? Anyway, Cooper's on with a single. Don't ask me what we just saw. And so runners on the corners for a high sell, who's 0 for 2. Oh, how many games have you played? If you're a half game behind the Giants, but after how many games? Hysell is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball left field, but that'll stay in the yard. Oliver is there. Money will go back and tag. He'll score, and it's 6-3. 1 out. Well, you're only 10 games in, so I wouldn't put too much stock into that. You didn't run away with the National League that year either. Ogilvie 1 for 2. He's got himself a triple, a strikeout, and an RBI. Cooper on first, now 6-3. The Brewers keep chipping away at this. Pitch. And there's a fly ball, shallow right center. Beniquez rides the Schwinn. He makes a diving stop and makes the catch. So 2 out. See you later, Tribes fan. Yeah, the Yankees are really good. And I would venture to guess if you replayed that World Series, the Yankees would win it. It really was a shock, not only that they lost, but they got swept. Here's Lescano. Sixto has struck out twice. And there's a ground ball base hit up the middle. So Cooper will hold at second. And now the tying run is Bando. Jamie's playing the 81 Dodgers, and they're 5-4. And there's never any hurry to finish it. I would be curious to see how the Reds do in that. And the Astros are a pretty good team in 81 as well. Yes, Lorenzo, you hate everything that I do. Pitch, and now Sundberg and Mennick go out and talk. I think you'll get a Yankee-Dodgers series. Ball 4. And the bases are loaded. And Mennick's time is coming out. Here's Thomas. He's 1 for 2. The Rangers' bullpen isn't very good either. Singleton scored. They're loaded. And there's a line driver left center field. Cooper will score. Lescano scores at 6-5. Oh, and I can't go with him, or can I? I get Danny Darwin. Isn't that exciting? In comes Steve Comer. He is 5-1. This is his 24th appearance. He has an ERA at 2.63. He will make 6 more starts. He has faced the Brewers 3 times now. 1 start, 8 innings, 9 hits. 3 runs all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 7 and took a loss. He last pitched on the 28th, so he is due to start again. He'll next start on the 6th. He beat Toronto, 9 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, and he beat Toronto. 5 earned, he walked 2 and struck out 2. So 95 and 2/3 innings. He allowed 99 hits, 2 homers, 38 runs, 28 earned. He has walked 28 and struck out 63. Steve is a real comer. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, Big Clue got his 500 season already. Yep, that's what happens. You give up big runs in the first, and you can chip away at it. Comer, by the way, a ground ball pitcher, and the fastball tops out at 90. 2 out for Moore, who's 1 for 2. Brewers have 3 across the plate here in the 5th at 6-5. Moore to third. Bavakwa across the way, and that will retire the side. 3 runs on 4 hits, and the Rangers now need 13 outs out of their pen. We go to the 6th, 6-5 Texas. So Hargrove is 1 for 2 with a single. So Medic can't even be the pitcher of record. He didn't go 5. Got him. Stein got him on a 2-2, looking at 91. That brings up Sample. 1 for 2. Single, scored, and drove in a run. So Big Clue doing better than Gabe Paul. And there's a base hit for Sample in the center field. And that'll bring up Hara, 1 for 2 with a double, a run scored, and a walk. Pitch from Stein, ball 4. So Texas has game. What game? He was too busy jumping ship to the Yankees. Here's Bavakwa. He is 0 for 3 with an RBI. 1 out, 2 on. Top of the 6th, 6-5 Texas. To short, Yount. Money for 1 over to Cooper. Do they turn it? Yes, they do. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Texas 6, Milwaukee 5. So Yount will start the bottom of the 6th. He's 2 for 3. Has singled twice and driven in his 46th of the year. And I have no idea what. Yount lines that one back up the middle, and he is safe on a close play. Don't ask to see that one again. Scoreboard thinks I'm on vacation still. 'Twas not the case. So single for the Brewers. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Texas. They've left 6 on. This game's running really long. 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and the Brewers have left 7 on. Throw to first. Yount back. Here's Money. 2 for 3. Single, double, and a run scored. Bavakwa Hargrove play for the bunt. Bunt is down. Sundberg throws to Hara for the out. So they played for the bunt, and Sundberg threw it to second, and they got the lead runner. So a big play. Oh. After 10 games, you haven't done much of anything, Lorenzo. Talk to me at 40. So Cooper, 2 for 3. Single twice, scored twice, and struck out. Ground ball to Sample. Flips it over to Hargrove, and they get the out. So Sample handles that chance he's not supposed to have. 2 out. And the tying run Money on second for Heisel. And Larry Yep, the rare great play by the catcher was big for the Rangers. Isell has struck out and driven in a run. He's 0 for 2. Comer's delivery popped up. Hara by the bag at second, and that will retire the side. So the Brewers get a hit, and that's it. No runs, a hit, no errors. After we go to the 7th, 6-5 Texas. Big Clue brings up an interesting point, which is that there were pitch framing metrics around when Sundberg's day. We'd love to see how much more respect he would get. Bob Boone was also a master of the frame. Al Oliver 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. And there's a ground ball base hit left side. So Oliver on with a single. Bobby Bonds 2 for 3. Has singled twice, driven in a run and scored. Throw to first, Oliver back. Rangers have some speed. Game 132 for Texas and game 135 for Milwaukee. Pitch to Bonds. There's a slow roller to Bando. Across the way, Bobby can run, and he beat it out. So an infield single, and the Rangers have 2 on and nobody out for Zisk. Single, double, and drove home 2. Pitch from Stein is a line drive to Money. He leaps and makes the catch. 1 out. That'll bring up Sundberg. 1 for 3. Has singled, scored, and drove in a run. So Oliver on second. The speedy Bonds on first. Texas got 6 in the first and have been shut down by the Milwaukee Pens since. Got him! 2-2 looking for strike 3 at 94, and there's 2 out. For Beniquez, here's 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Pitch. There's a ground ball to Cooper. Cecil takes it to the bag himself, and the Brewers get out of it. Stretch time, 6-5. You know the old Leo Sayer song? One about having to sing for his supper? I feel like a guppy when Lorenzo does that. Ogilvy will lead off the 7th with Lescano and Bando coming up. Ogilvy 1 for 3, RBI triple. 6 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. They've left 8 on. Milwaukee, 5 runs, 12 hits, and no errors, and they've left 8 on. And so this has turned into a ball game. Didn't think so in the first inning when Texas put 6 up on the board. Pitch to Ogilvy, ball 4. Here's Lescano, 6-1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Comer. Wow, Gardner's here. Pitch to Lescano, struck him out. So Lescano takes the collar. He swings and misses on a 1-2 fastball, and there's 1 out for Bando. Tying run on first. Gardner looking to play some hockey. Pitch to Bando, and there's a fly ball to right. Bonds will chase that one down the corner for the out. And there's 2 away for Gorman Thomas. He is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, driven in 2, and scored. Pitch to Gorman. Ball 4. So again, the Brewers now have the tying run in scoring position. Charlie Moore, 1 for 3. And there's a line drive to Hargrove, and that will retire the side. No runs. They leave 2 on after 7, 6-5 Texas. You know, for my anniversary dinner, well, that certainly isn't you, Dave. For my anniversary dinner, I had lobster macaroni and cheese, and oh my God, was it good. Hargrove, Sample, and Hara to face Stein here in the 8th. Big Clue asks, was there any, I don't remember if there was any talk about that at all. It wasn't a big deal. Remember, the save wasn't an official stat till 1969. And everything that was awarded pre-1969 was retroactive. There was no such thing as a save. Hargrove 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Ground ball to Money over to first for the out. Anyway, so it was lobster macaroni and cheese. You know, 300 was a big deal, but there's Sample. He's 2 for 3. He singled twice, scored, and drove in a run. Line drive up the middle, a base hit. So Sample goes 3 for 4. 14th hit for the Rangers. Toby Harrow 1 for 2, a double and a run scored. The lobster was all claw and knuckle meat. There must be a lot of that in freezers, because it's been on the menu here. Yep, they did, and they were called Firemen of the Year back then, too. It was a bigger deal to come in and do a Goose Gossage or Raleigh Fingers and retire 7, 8 in a row and get the win. Telling 2 stories at once here. Pitch to I'll throw to first, Sample back. Pineapple on fajitas I would do. But they spiced up the lobster with some cayenne pepper and a little bit of Old Bay. And so it had some bite to it. And the mac and cheese was mild. Yeah, they had the Rolaids firemen, Clinton says, in the 60s, and they helped the stat masters getting the save numbers much better. Pitch to Hara is foul tipped. Cooper and Bando guard the lines. Stein pretty much at the end of his day through 3 1/3. Got him! He got Hara to swing and miss on a 2-2. So that brings up Avakwa, who is 0 for 4. He's grounded into a double play and drove in a run. And that's really what Hoyt Wilhelm was a master fireman. Holtzman, Leonard, I believe, began publishing the save in 58, and it wasn't adopted officially until 69. Okay. Throw to first, Sample back. That's right. Well, no, Dave Smith of the Astros was really a 1-inning reliever, too. Eckersley gets the notoriety for it. But really, if you go back to 86, Smith only pitched the 9th. Pitch to Bavacqua is a fly ball to right. Lescano going back. He'll bobble the ball. Yes, sir. So Lescano with the air. And there's 2 out. So the band plays on. Bavacqua on first. Sample on third for Oliver, who's 2 for 4. He singled twice and scored. Lee Smith turned in around the same time, too, with the Red Sox. Yep. So there were a couple. It wasn't a big deal. And, of course, the thing with Eckersley is that he was just so dominant at it that it saved his career. Steve Ontiveros was the A's fireman before Eckersley. Pitch to Oliver. Here's a fly ball to right. Lascano should have this. He will, and that will retire the side. Rangers, no runs, a hit, and an error. We go to the bottom of the eighth, 6-5. Hearing me slurp the last of my drinks reminds you of Joe Nuxhall polishing off another beer in the 90s. Trust me, it's Gatorade. There's nothing else in that cup. So Robin Yount to face Comer in his third inning here. Yount 3 for 4 with an RBI. You're forgetting someone only holds a record for Bob Veal, right? No one could pass the time during a rain delay like Nuxie could, or Elroy Face. I think the save is the most useless stat ever invented. Pitch to Yount is a line drive to left center field, and Yount is 4 for 5. Well, for a reliever, I think a win is a big deal. For a starter, it isn't as much. But for a reliever, I think that says more than anything. Yeah, Elroy Face went 18-1 and 60 for the Pirates. Pitch to Money, and there's a ground ball to Hargrove. Takes to the bag himself. Yount goes to second. One out for Cooper, who's 2 for 4. So Yount the tying run. The hold is really only good for fantasy. And does anybody even keep track of game-winning RBIs anymore? Or it used to be in the back of your Topps cards. Yeah, it wasn't an official stat any longer. Cooper 2 for 4. Line drive to Sample, who makes the play. 2 out for a high sell in the same position he was in on Friday afternoon. 0 for 3, but he's a potential winning run. Bond, Zisk, and Sundberg in the 9th. And Jamie says, starting the 9th with nobody on base, who cares? Shouldn't you be able to pitch an inning without giving up a run? Wow, baseball is slow to change, Big Clue says. When they adopted the save in '69, it was their first new official stat since the RBI in 1920. How you doing, Mr. Replays? They tried to make it big. I did not know that. Pitch to high sell. Into left field. That'll stay in the yard. Oliver makes a web jam, slides, and makes the catch. And so Bill Castro comes in to pitch. We go to the 9th. Texas 6, Milwaukee 5. Castro making his 23rd appearance. He is 3-0 with 5 saves and an ERA of 2.54. He has faced the Rangers now 4 times, 2 1/3 innings, and 1 hit. That's it. His last appearance was the 22nd of August against the Tribe, an inning and a third, a hit and a strikeout. So overall, 28 1/3 innings, 24 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 13. Fastball pitcher, double plus ground ball pitcher at 85. Remember the post-game show brought to you by DigitalDice.com. We'll go through the rest of the day in baseball, and remember, the Dodgers and Mets are playing that doubleheader. Bobby Bond says, let's go Mets go. He's 3 for 4. Has singled 3 times, drove in a run, and scored. Pitch from Castro. Bond's up the middle, a base hit. So 6 runs, 15 hits, no errors, and 10 stranded for Texas. 5 runs, 13 hits, an error for the Brewers, and 11 left on. Yeah, Bobby is now hitting .279 for the Rangers. Zisk is 2 for 4, gets away from more, and Bonds will move up 90 on the wild pitch. So Zisk has 2 RBI and a double and a run scored. Bonds has been a big key for this Ranger push. And if you keep winning, just like Parker Lewis, you can't fall out of first place or you can't lose. Ground ball to Money. Over to Cooper for the out. So Bonds moves to third. 1 out for Sunbird. Jim 1 for 4. He is singled, struck out, scored, and drove in a run. Brewers playing in. So big insurance run on third. Castro. Ground ball, base hit. Left side. Bonds will score. And so it's 7-5 Texas. 7 runs, 16 hits for the Rangers. Milwaukee's had their chances. They've left 11 on. Ogilvy, Lescano, and Bando coming up for the Brewers. I wouldn't say that quite yet, Lorenzo. Paniquez 1 for 4 with a strikeout. The thing is that both of these bullpens aren't very good. You still haven't made... You started that time order an hour ago. Got him. Castro got him on an 0-2 fastball looking at 86. 2 out for Hargrove, who's 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out. Moore and Castro go through the signs. I'm surprised. Pitch to Hargrove is popped up left side. The out running towards the tarp and reaches in and makes the catch to retire the side. But 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. You couldn't multitask through a fortnight stream. You'd get all upset because they weren't talking about things you liked about Razor and Boy. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's still cardiac time. Texas 7, Milwaukee 5. So power up for the Brewers. Ogilvy 1 for 3 with the triple and an RBI. Pitch from Comer. Popped up. Sample. 1 out. You like to be sassed so much, I think you wrote 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, well, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Voted earlier. 8 teams. 8 teams. You got to change it to 8, Dave. Because they're not by division. They're by conference this time around. Lescano, 1 out. 6-0, 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out 3 times. And there's a line drive left center field. Oliver got a late jump. And the tying run is at the plate for Bando. So, yeah, it's 1v8 and such. So they're pure conference. Lorenzo, you lie like the rug on your head. Bando's 0 for 3. But he is the tying run at the plate. Here's a ground ball base hit. Bonds will pick it up. And now the tying run is on first for Gorman Thomas. Comer says he's good. But we're going to make a pitching change anyway. We need to win this game. So in comes Reggie Cleveland to lock down this. This is a legit save situation. 41st appearance for Cleveland. He's 4-3 with 14 saves and a 1.58 ERA. Against the Brewers, it's his 3rd appearance. He's only got 1 inning and struck out a batter. And he does have a save. He is a ground ball extreme pitcher, and the fastball tops out at 89. He hasn't pitched since the 26th against the Royals. He went a 1/3 of an inning to lock down that save. 57 innings in total, 46 hits, 14 runs, 10 earned, 3 homers. He's walked 8 and struck out 36. And Jamie, with the understatement of the year going, he could use the ground ball. Double play wins the ball game. Gorman Thomas can win this with a home run. And so I'm not sure we've reached the irresistible force with the immovable object, but it's pretty gosh darn close. Cleveland rocks to third. Bavacqua. Gonna try for two. Sample for one over to Hargrove. I don't think so. There's two out, and Thomas, the tying run, is on. For Charlie Moore. Wasn't a bad throw. It was just hit too slow. And so, yep, that insurance run is huge. Cleveland looks in. Moore, 1 for 4. With a single. Charlie in the left field. Oliver is there. The Rangers win the ball game. And the insurance run saved the bacon of the Texas Rangers. They have beaten the Brewers 7-6. 7 runs, 16 hits for the Rangers, and no errors. The Brewers, I think, left 12 on. 6 runs, 15 hits, and an error. So Comer goes to 6-1, 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits. Menick couldn't even make it out of the 5th. Augustine goes to 13-12. Stein and Rodriguez combined for 7 2/3 shutout innings. All right, now you get to see me. What time are my night streams, Lorenzo? We only go through this once every 3 or 4 days. All right, we ready for some baseball? No, that's right. None of those 13 runs were via the home run. So on the 2nd of September, 1978, we start in Toronto. They beat the Angels 4-2. Jim Clancy goes to 10-12. Frank Tanana is 12-11. Rick Passetti 3 for 4 with a triple and a double. In Pittsburgh, the Pirates don't shut out. They pound the Braves 8-1. John Candelaria goes to 9-6. Preston Hanna 9-9. Dave Parker with his 34th of the year. The Braves walked 10. And Candelaria struck out 7 through 9. The Cubbies beat the Astros 6-2. Dave Roberts beats Mark Lemongello. Lemongello falls to 12-8. Dave Roberts goes to 6-9. Enos Cabell 4 for 5. Lots of highlights for today. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any. Cleveland pounds out 16 hits. They beat the Twins 6-2. Paul Russell goes to 5-1. Dave Goltz 11-10. Bernie Carbo goes 3 for 5 with a double. Cincinnati 4, St. Louis 1. Norman goes to 9-10. Vukovic falls to 6-11. Pete Rose 3 for 4 and his 3rd triple of the year. They are rejoicing in Los Angeles because they swept the Mets. They win the first one 5-2. Bert Hooton goes to 18-5. Pete Bruhart goes to 4-8. And in Davey Lopes hits his 20th of the year and drives in 3. In game 2, Bob Welch throws a 3-hitter. They win 2-1. Welch goes to 6-4. Bernard 1 for 2, and Lopes 2 for 2 in game 2 with a stolen base. Yes, 4 p.m. Pacific. Philadelphia beats San Francisco 5-3. Larry Christensen goes to 15-8. Vida Blue 9-13. Bill Madlock 4 for 5. He hits his 20th of the year. Doubleheader in Baltimore. The Orioles sweep the White Sox. Game 1 3-1. Denny Martinez beats Ken Kravick. Denny goes to 15-11. Ken Singleton 3 for 3 with 3 RBI and 2 doubles. And the nightcap, they beat Chicago 4-2. Tippy Martinez gets the win. He goes to 3-2. Jim Willoughby goes to 6-7. The Yankees behind Kenny Clay steals 6 bases. Reggie Jackson hits 2 homers and drives in 5, and they beat Seattle 9-6. Colburn takes the loss. A's beat the Sox in 10. Dave Heaverlow goes to 6-5. Mike Torres breaks my heart again. He goes to 12-12. And Rico Cardi hits his 5th of the year. Detroit, if Mr. Forsberg is still watching, beats Kansas City 4-3. Wow. John Hiller goes to 4-6. Paul Splittorff goes to 14-14. Milt Thompson, his 16th of the year, 2 for 4 drives and 2. San Diego shuts out Montreal. Mickey Lolich goes to 3-1. Scott Sanderson takes the loss. And Raleigh Fingers picks up his 27th save. Is that it? That's it. So on to the third. Yep, the Washington Red Sox are fighting for a 500 finish, and we're 2 games under that. We're tied with Cleveland and Detroit. All right, tomorrow night's game from Dodger Stadium will be the Dodgers and the Mets as we finish maybe the worst weekend that we've had. Philadelphia by 2.5 over Pittsburgh. Dodgers now 3.5 over Cincinnati. That sweep was big for the Dodgers. San Diego 6.5 back. Baltimore, the first team to win 80. A half game over the Yankees, 2.5 over the Brewers. That was a big loss. And Texas by 1.5 games over Kansas City, 4.5 over Minnesota. So let me give you what I've got scheduled. It's the Dodgers and Mets tomorrow night. Thanks, DJ John. You should have said more than hi today. Thursday afternoon, it's a doubleheader. The Yankees and the Tigers. And you'll see both ends of that at 11:30 on Thursday. And then Friday's stream will be the Red Sox and the Orioles. So again, not the greatest selection, but a doubleheader for the Yankees Thursday, and then Friday the Red Sox and the Orioles, and the Dodgers will be with you tomorrow. So that's what we got for you. So I'm going to record the other stream in our other video in a minute. I'm going to tell you who Action PC thinks will win Lord Stanley's Cup. Until then, I'm Ron Juck. Actually, if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be after that. We'll see you later anyway. Bye-bye.